is WLWT News 5, leading the way with breaking news.
And good evening, everybody. Mike Dardis and Sheree Palello here from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Hard to put into words what we just witnessed there. As a sports fan, given the history of this team over the years, crushing, hard to watch, hard to take. It's easy to get negative in a time like this, but all I ask is, as a Bengals fan, try not to, because this was a team that overachieved. This is a team that had some holes on the offensive line and got all the way to the Super Bowl. I know it's NFL's about winning, and we wish we were here doing breaking news about a Super Bowl championship. But the fact of the matter is, Joe Burrow and these guys and the way they spent money on the free agents the last couple of years, they could be back here for years to come in the conversation every year.
And I think you're exactly right. I think all of those fans out there, if we would have asked you mid-season, were we going to end up this far? Were we even going to win a playoff game? I think most Bengals fans would say, no, it's not our year. And so, yes, they made it to the Super Bowl, but nonetheless, I know every person there at home is feeling just like we do. You said it exactly. This is just a crushing loss, because George Vogel was sitting next to me in the press box, and he looked at me and said, this feels like Super Bowl 23 all over again. They were winning in the second half in Super Bowl 23. It came down to those final minutes, and they lost it just like we saw here. And look, here's the thing. We had the momentum. We went in to that second half with that interception with Jesse Bates, 13-10. Then first play of the game, second half, we had that 70-yard pass to Higgins. Then the field goal ended up putting us up 20-13, and you thought, okay, here we go. They're going to do this. And then, unfortunately, it just felt like we sort of fell apart there. There were 7 sacks. I mean, the offensive line could not protect Burrow. Of course, there was that moment, I think, about 11 minutes into the fourth quarter where we saw Burrow limping off, and I think every Bengal fan out there, got sick to their stomach thinking, oh my gosh, tell me he's not hurt. So this is a heartbreaker for sure. All right, we're going to bring in sports director George Vogel, and I think there is a big difference here, George. Back Super Bowl 23, Billups had that dropped interception. They really didn't have the lead as long as they had it in this second half, and the thing that really strikes me is they had the lead with the football 3 or 4 times with a chance to not put it away, but make it awfully difficult on the Rams, George, and they just, for whatever reason, there were some curious calls on offense and some missed assignments on that offensive line, and that's what happened tonight.
Bingo, that killed them. They reeled off 17 unanswered points to get to 20 points and have that lead, and they didn't score again. And they had plenty of chances, plenty of drives, and the offensive line, once again, Joe Burrow suffering 7 sacks. It's hard to win that way. The Bengals won, allowing 9 sacks at Tennessee. It's hard to do that. They got away with it there. They didn't get away with it tonight. They couldn't sustain drives because of that, and that eventually bit them and gave the Rams the chance. The defense played terrific. However, they did have the Rams on their own 21-yard line with the lead, and 6 minutes and 13 seconds ago when the Rams started that drive, the Rams, they converted a critical 4th down with a nifty play to Cooper Kupp. I thought it was a risky play, really, on 4th and 1. I'm not sure I would have even gone for it. They did. They converted. They continued driving down the field, and Cooper Kupp was so big in that final drive. That's why he is the game MVP. Also big in that drive down there the goal line were those calls. The defensive holding on Logan Wilson. The defensive pass interference on Eli Apple. Tough calls in those situations. Gave the Rams too many chances in that situation, and eventually the dam burst and the Rams got the touchdown. And it is just a bitter, bitter disappointment. And I told Sheree in the press box, I apologize in advance for thinking this, but every person at that Super Bowl 23 was thinking, my God, it's a similar situation. And boy, was it ever. I did tell her, there's no Joe Montana. There's